Hi everyone, this is Brian Hayes and welcome to part 1 in a series where we will explore knee lever basics for the pedal steel guitar. We're going to be looking at the standard Nashville Ninth tuning throughout. I'm playing a D ninth A6 universal tuning here, but we'll only be using string grips and knee lever changes that are available on the standard Nashville Ninth tuning, so most commonly the E ninth tuning. If you are watching this video and relating it to your own E ninth tuning, every fret position I play will be 2 frets higher than what you would need to play to cater for the D ninth versus E ninth tuning. So for me on the 10th fret, if I play strings 8, 6 and 5, I get a beautiful C major chord in root position. So the 8th string is C, 6th string is E, the 5th string is G. C, E and G, 1, 3, 5, straight out of the C major scale, a C major chord. Now the only knee lever we're discussing today is the one that lowers the 8th and 4th strings a semitone. That's available on just about every one of the standard Nashville Ninth style of tunings. There are some pedal steel players who don't lower the 4th string. They choose to use the 2nd string open as that change. The great Lloyd Green did not lower the 4th string. He chose to use the 2nd string to get that semitone change. However, just about all of the modern day pedal steels are sold with the tuning where the 4th and the 8th simultaneously drop back a semitone. So if I play that same C major chord with pedals up position, C, E and G, if I put the knee lever on, that becomes B, E and G, a beautiful E minor chord. So C major to E minor, just the knee lever. That's the only thing I'm doing there. You could also think of that chord as C major 7th. On the steel, we tend to only play 3 string grips on the right hand. So even though C major 7th is a 4-note chord, C, E, G and B natural, in this case we're playing 3 notes out of the 4 notes from C major 7th, and it has that sort of a sound. Okay, now all of the standard right hand major string grips will give you that same change. So if I go up here to go 5, 4 and 3, C major becomes E minor or C major 7th, however you want to think of it. Let's think of it as E minor, 6, 5 and 4, the one we started on, 8, 6 and 5. And on my tuning, I have to go 9, 8 and 6, but if you're on a standard Nashville tuning, this would be 10, 8 and 6. Beautiful sound. Major to minor, the minor that's on the 3rd degree of the scale. So if we went down to G, any of the string grips, say 8, 6 and 5 on a G major, that turns that to B minor. Or if you're thinking of that as G major 7th, absolutely. It's an absolutely beautiful change on the steel guitar on the standard 9th tuning. Let's go back to the C position. Let's this time put the knee lever on and think of that as E minor. Now if we put our 2nd pedal on, the pedal that raises the 6th and the 3rd string up a semitone, we now get B, F and G. 3 notes out of a G 7th chord. And in fact, if we want to play our 7th string in there, we get the full 1, 3, 5, 7 flat out of a G scale. G, B, D, F. Perfect G 7th chord. But let's just stick with the major string grips. So C major to E minor, 2nd pedal down to G 7th, lift everything off, back to C. And that change works across our standard grips. That might be new to to you, it's a beautiful series of changes there. You can either think, as I said, you can think of that knee lever as giving you a major 7th chord or the minor from the 3rd degree. Now, finally, when we put that, if we think of E minor, so B, E and G, if we put our 7th string in there, we've got B, D, E and G. Now that could be an E minor 7th chord, but in steel guitar talk we tend to think of that as a G6 chord. It's the famous 6th sound on the steel guitar. The Hawaiian sound or the Western swing jazz C6th neck sound. On the 10th fret, G7th, E minor became, or E minor 7th, or G6th became G7th. If we now put our A pedal on and leave everything else on, so our knee lever, our 2nd pedal, G7th has now just had an A added into it. So now we've got a G9th chord, and that's an exciting sound on the steel too. There's some amazing uses for one knee lever, the standard knee lever that comes on the Nashville tuning. I hope you've enjoyed that. Bye for now.